Bro, I'm in jail walking across the with a Pikachu outfit on, bro. I hear the police officer talking to the female officers like, is that a Pikachu? And so it's like, that's not no guy. Ain't no way that's a guy.
Yeah. Is that a girl or a guy? Who knows? Chill, bro, it's a Pikachu. Come here, let me get a good look. You got book? Let me peek at you. Don't go to the mail cell, cause them boys over there tryna poke them out. This Atlanta, it's a little different. And you know what the bros is on. King got locked, but they thought it was Queen. Gotta catch them all, this nigga a fiend. Got caught with drugs, pills, dope and lean. His own dad caught it in and gave a tip to police. Caught him lacking in a onesie.
Yeah. You know, another classic episode. Welcome to the Black Shield Podcast After Hours, where the conversation gets real, unfiltered, and unapologetic. Tonight, we're bringing together voices from different sides of the badge and beyond, give you insight, perspective, and truth you won't hear anywhere else. Tapping in from the ATL, we got brother Rasheed Lightford. Representing South Carolina, Investor Jammie Burgess from the Orangeburg Sheriff Department, bringing that frontline experience and real-world perspective. From the Midwest, he might come on with my boy Ewing from the Cincinnati Police Department, adding his voice in conversation with insight from the city. And around and out, representing civilian perspective, Creg Kirkpatrick, because every side of the story matters. And I'm your host, Xcalibur, from the South Carolina Highway Patrol. This is the After Hours, where the badge comes off, the truth comes out, and the conversation gets deeper. Let's get into it. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Chilling, man. Chilling, bro. Been a long time, but we back at it, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. So first topic, man. I believe this happened on last Sunday with, T.I.'s son, King Harris. He got pulled over going 70 in a 45. Had a weapon in a vehicle. Officers had to ask him multiple times to get out of the car. He refused to get out of the car until he got on the phone with his lawyer. And pretty much, his lawyer ain't say verbatim, but he's like, man, get your ass out of the car. What's your guys' thoughts on it?
Yeah. Hey,
I'm starting with you, Rasheed.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, brother, your kids sometimes will disappoint you, right? I live in the same neighborhood they used to live in, and I've seen the kid when he was younger walking around. He seemed to be very respectful then. My nieces, met him a few times, and every time he was very respectful and very polite. But they get older, they start feeling themselves and doing what they want to do. He's been a celebrity all his life. That's all he knows, right? And a lot of them feel like they feel a little bit entitled. But lately, it don't matter where you come from. You feel entitled. You get pulled over by the police. You feel that, hey, I don't feel safe. They think that's a trigger word. If I don't feel safe, I don't have to get out the car.
Right.
Well, that officer did a very good job of articulating the Supreme Court ruling regarding that yes, you have to get out of the car, but also ask you to get out of the car. He already told him why he stopped him. He stopped him for speeding. Then he noticed a handgun that was in. He said it was in the windshield or dashboard. I thought that's what he said. But not to mention, he said there's an open THC case in the middle console. Now that's another situation. Here still marijuana is still illegal here.
Right.
And if you get caught smoking or you got THC while you're driving, you can be subject to be arrested for, DUI or driving while intoxicated or driving while under the influence of a drug. So I think his lawyer gave him good advice, and ultimately he got out without no issues. He had to get his window busted open. I like the fact that Chip came out there and he kept his composure, and he disappointed his son. He did what he's supposed to do, but he seemed what I saw. He seemed to represent. He didn't go overboard. He got the information, and I guess I don't know if the video ended, but it seemed that he left without any further issues. So these kids got to know, man. Like, hey, do what you're told. Live to fight another day. You know what I'm saying?
What about you, Jammie?
Well, I seen the video yesterday. I seen articles, a few days ago. Yesterday, I took the time to watch the video. Just like he just said, sometimes the kids can disappoint you. I always recommend any parent or guardian to always, teach your kids how to deal with police officers. Mm-hmm. Teach them what and what not to do, what not to say. Mm-hmm. Now in that case, watching the video, he had probable cause for a stop. What 70 to 45, right?
70 to 45, bro.
I pull you over all day for 70 to 45. All day. You're gonna ride this one out,
Right.
Because you put yourself as well as others in danger. All right. 70 to 45, I approached the vehicle, and I seen a gun within arm's reach. Now at that point, I don't know you. You don't know me. I don't know your intentions. I don't know your intentions at all. Going to that high rate of speed, how do I know you didn't just commit a crime? You could have. Let's just say he just committed a crime. I don't know he just committed a crime, but he don't know that I don't know. In his mind, I'm not going back to jail. So I see a gun beside you. The best thing to do, like the officer did, I'm going to try to create distance. Hey, do me a favor, step out the car. Just do it. Step out the car. You don't have to make it difficult and ask why. The officer did a great job as far as articulating why I need to step out the car.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I applaud that officer. He did an excellent job. That whole scenario, that he articulated everything perfectly, man. Go ahead.
And you know what I love? That he's not complacent. He's not a robot. Because so you got some officers. I highly recommend do not get complacent. At times we catch ourselves get complacent.
Right.
I can stop. Let's say I stop 5 cars a day. Everybody nice and treat me well. Right. But at 6 car I stop, they catch me off guard, and they happen to be a TI son.
Right.
The officer kept his composure and stayed professional at all times. He never break character. Right. If you want 5 minutes of fame, you might get out of me.
Right.
I'm going to continue to stay professional at all times. So I think the officer did a great job. I really believe he would have. I really believe T.I.'s son should have did better and just complied, got a car. And you never know. As long as you comply with the police and be very respectful, it can be a different outcome. You ain't had to go to jail. You could have got a ticket and kept on going.
That's it, man.
And T.I. did a great job as a father, man, coming out there. You can tell he was disappointed. Because T.I. I'm sure he's a great father. He's very articulate, a smart guy. And he does a great job in raising his kid. But as parents, there's so much we can do.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And we all parents, man. It's always one child out of the group that's going to give you a headache.
Yeah.
It's always one of them. But I think you guys missing one fact. I know I'm pulling over a car going 70 and a 45. I walk up to the car and I see a grown-ass man wearing a Pikachu outfit that doesn't work for a theme park. And then a gun is, I guess the gun was on the passenger seat, I believe. And then a gun. Yeah, dudes, come on, we got to talk.
Well, right. Think about Georgia, Atlanta, though. I hate that's pretty normal here. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man. It's normal. Because you got a melting pot of different people here, man. And you have different nationalities, different, ethnic and economic, it's very diverse here. And you have a lot of these kids these days that they're expressive. They express themselves in so many different ways. They have different colored hair. They're wearing costumes, walking around. I mean, here, unfortunately, it's normal. So that's probably why that cop didn't even feel, Now, my issue with it, if you remember, he said he's speeding and he's all over the road. And to Jammie's point earlier, he said you don't know if he just committed a crime. Now, you speed and you driving erratically, yeah, you probably could have. But he was in Gwinnett County, and Gwinnett County is a large county here in Metro Atlanta, and they're familiar with that. He may have been familiar with who he was when he stopped him, but down here, you liable to get anybody. lot of stars come in and out, athletes coming in and out, so you don't know who you get. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you see somebody in a Pikachu outfit, that's gonna be a par for the course.
Well, other than that, what I want to tell the viewers, especially the young viewers out there, man, you get pulled over by a police officer, man, and you know you're doing wrong. Come on, dude, 70 and a 45, come on, you know you was hauling tail. You know that. That's no excuse. Yeah. And then you got a weapons placed somewhere that's not supposed to be placed. You already know how we're going to think as law enforcement. You know that. You know that's going to catch our eye. So just do what the officer says. Just do what the officer says, man. That's it.
You're right. You're right. Just do what he says. So what's the point of making your attorney job even harder?
Right. Because all you doing at the end of the day, if you do what you say, that's a simple traffic ticket. Hey, thank you, sir. You're going about your day. Now you got a record. Now you're going to jail. You know what I'm saying? That's all unnecessary. And another thing, I thought was kind of dangerous. I was listening to the Breakfast Club a couple of days ago. They was talking about this, and Charlamagne said something that really kind of concerned me. And I tried to call on, but I couldn't get on because I was kind of concerned what he said about. He said, well, maybe King articulated he feared for his life. He feared for his life, bro.
Yeah,
you got a gun sitting right there. You causing more issues than anything right now. You know what I'm saying? The officer sitting trying to de-escalate the situation by you just stepping out the car, but by you refusing, you making it much worse. If that officer wasn't level-headed, that probably could have went another way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think these media personalities, y'all got to be careful what y'all say out there, man. You know what I'm saying? I know things look bad in law enforcement perspective, but not all cops are like that. I mean, we fear for our lives at the time too when we see a grown-ass man wearing a Pikachu outfit with a gun sitting on the passenger seat and refuse to get out of the car. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree 100% with that with the media, man. Like, stop that crap. I fear for my life. These cats be beefing online. They be dealing with gang members, fighting and fussing and cussing with these gang members. But this cop sit there calm, light tone, not saying nothing, but you fear him. You scared of him. Right. These other cats out here got straps. They letting you know we got that thing. We got these sticks, and you beef with them. And you don't fear for your life then, but you fear for this because the cop pulled you over. Now all of a sudden you fear for your life. Come on, man, stop it. Stop. And these parents need to do a better job explaining to your kids. Quit that tough guy stuff.
Right.
You ain't gotta kiss no man's ass. You don't have to do that. But common courtesy. You don't have to be yes sir, no sir if you don't want to. But common courtesy. If he ain't arguing and fussing with you, don't argue and fuss with him. Do what he asks you to do. And that's good. He called his attorney. Great. Call your attorney and let him advise you what to do. And most cops, if you say I'm gonna call my attorney, they might give you a second to do that. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. That's your right.
That cop was generous. That cop was generous, straight up. He was generous.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was.
I want to say this too, man. Even with King, if he's watching or not, oh well. But you know, King, then he quote the phrase "stand on business." King, stop. You're not a gangster, bro. Your mom and dad bust their tail to get to the point and provide a lifestyle that you have. You know what I'm saying? Stop, bro. Stop. You're a civilian. You're not a gangster. Stop, man. It's getting ridiculous. You're embarrassing your parents, man. You're embarrassing your parents. You embarrass your parents by going at another grown man 50 Cent when your daddy just handled it. You know what I'm saying? You're embarrassing thinking you I guess they were a skating ring and that's what he quoted, I'm standing on business. You embarrassing, bro. Just be a rich kid. Live your life, man. A lot of people are killed to have your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to be thug?
They want to be thugs, they want to be tough, and I don't get it. I mean, thugs and real thugs and tough guys do what they got to do to get out that situation. These cats got it made, got everything given to them. They want to run headstrong into the shit.
Right.
You know, I don't get it.
Let me tell you a story. I told my buddy this story one time. We went to Miami to go see my family live in Miami. They stayed in the Pork and Bean Projects, right? I was there for an hour, bro. I was ready to go. I'm like, yo, this the place they be bragging about? This the place they be glorifying? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? I told my mom, I'm like, man, I'm ready to go, man. Yo, let's go back to South Beach.
Right. Yeah, ain't no the hood everywhere you go. And if you live in the hood or spend any real time in the hood, you try to get the hell out of there. You ain't trying to be in there. That boy ain't been in no hood, and the hood he been in, he had security and bodyguards with him. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really out there like that. Now you grown, and I hope the boy don't get hurt out here, man, because somebody want to make an example out that boy. Like,
somebody gonna test
for real.
Somebody's
to
gonna
rob
test
him or anything. I don't wish nothing on him like that. And I pray that he's covered, man. But goddamn, like, stop, brother. Before you get out here and get hurt, and your family got to bury you, man, or sit beside your hospital bed while you beat the fuck up, because it's some real cats out here that ain't playing that, and they're dying for what you have.
Last thing I'm gonna say, Jammie, and I'll let you go. It's insulting to anybody that's really in that situation that King's trying to claim he's in, and they know he's not. That's insulting to that person. You know, somebody's actually out there struggling, that don't have money, and you living in the night. You live on the other side of your mom and daddy house. That's what your daddy said. You got your own wing. That's what T.I. said. King got his own wing. Wing. You know what I'm saying? But you want to play thug.
Yeah.
Go ahead, James.
Yeah, that's sad, man. I hope that young man, decide to change his life. And I think he also might be facing the pressure of, he got a famous father and mother, and for some reason he probably feel like he got to live up to a certain image. But it's not about that, dude. Life is short. Who wants to spend their life trying to be tough, or got to have the biggest chain, or got to have the most cars and the most girls? Like, dude, live life, be happy. Live life, be happy, dude. Like, it's not even worth it. It's not worth it at all.
No, he don't have nothing to prove. He got it. Everybody know you got it. You got it. You ain't got to prove nothing.
I want to get where you at. I would love to be raised up, man, and already rich.
Bro,
I want to get where you at.
Who you telling?
Yeah.
I think we all trying to strive to get where he had. He didn't earn that. His parents did. His mom and dad did that.
And that's the problem. That's the problem, because, we all grow up as adults. We say, hey, I want my children to have better things than I did. And sometimes that hurts because, they don't have to earn anything, and they don't respect it. When you have to work, I had to buy me I bought some rounds and got me an old 78 Cutlass. And that thing didn't work shit. I was under the hood all the time, learning how to fix it myself.
Yeah,
but
man.
I appreciated it. My father gave me a car. The head gas is blue. I just left it parked. I didn't care because he gave it to me. I didn't earn it. But the shit I earned, I worked for it. I babied it. I nurtured it. And that's the thing. He didn't have to work and earn nothing. He was giving stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it just is what it is. But you got to have another balance to that. So, baby, I'm giving you this, but goddamn it, you got to know it ain't like that in life for real. This is fairy tale land. Right. And truthfully, we don't know the struggles that family has. Even though he got money, they got other stuff that they deal with, And the price of fame, I'm sure they're dealing with stuff that we have no knowledge about.
Right.
And I'm sure it's stressful in some areas and situations.
Right.
But I pray for that family, man. I pray for him. Young black man he's at a disadvantage right now, and he needs to wake up for sure. And I don't know if it's too late for him or not. And when they get a certain age, they know it all, and it's like you can't tell them nothing.
Yeah,
they experience it themselves.
Yeah. So Soulja Boy in Atlanta too. I remember a while back. I like what Soulja Boy said a while back. He was beefing with, I think, Bow Wow at one point. He said he know what it feel like to be broke. You know what I'm saying? So he done been there, and he worked his way up to a certain level. He know how it feels to be broke. Right. He earned what he got.
Right.
Well,
let me ask you this, Rasheed, because you work in the Atlanta area. You ever dealt with that situation with a celebrity or a celebrity kid?
Yeah, I've been on actually both sides. Because I used to work for Def Jam Records, as well. I was at 581 Def Jam and Jagged Edge's label. And so I've dealt with it on both sides, dealing with celebrities acting up and having to deal with the authorities, and then also, dealing with, pulling over famous people. And I pulled over Peyton Manning back in Indianapolis when he first got to Indianapolis, man, and I pulled him over. And but he was cool. I mean, that was nothing like what we talked about now. But people that I've had to deal with, I've never had any issues. I've never had issues. They've always been extra polite. You pull over a famous person, over a politician, they've always been extra polite because they know they got a lot to lose these days. Because whatever you do is going to be televised, so they know, like, I'm not being on TMZ, so I'm gonna be mad polite. So I've never had an issue like that. I know a few officers who have What if I won't name the names? I don't want to, I don't know how that works. But I know one officer slammed an R&B artist on his head, and if you see him today, you still see the cut on his head. He was talking that shit, and she picked him up and slammed him. You know what I'm saying? And busted shit open. But I personally never had an issue with anybody being rude like that. That's been famous. I've put over a few actors that I know that that you, if you see them, you know who they are, and they were mad respectful. Mad respectful.
What about you, Jammie?
I never pulled over a celebrity. No, I didn't. No, I don't recall one a celebrity. Nah.
I pulled over one, Cedric McMillan. He's a bodybuilder. God rest bless the dead. He died a couple of years ago. I pulled him over in 95 in Orangeburg County, man. He was mad cool, man. He was mad cool, but I never had that issue dealing with a celebrity.
Yeah.
But all I just want to give props to that officer, man. He really kept his composure, mad professional. He broke it down to everything, to the science why, he's conducting his stop and why he's being arrested. Mad props to that officer, man. Hey, bro, I got your name, but mad props to you, man.
And like y'all said earlier, man, about the media, the media tends to put a bad perception on law enforcement. Like the media, anything they get bad, that's what they advertise most on the news. Bad thing, but they don't show how many times we changed somebody's tire. I just helped this old lady walk across the street.
Yep.
I gave the kids some toys. They don't talk about that stuff. They want to talk about the bad stuff. Like at least when they bring up officer shootings, how often this happens? They don't want to talk about the good stuff. Talk about the bad stuff. They need ratings.
Yeah, when Charlemagne said that a couple of days ago, I thought that was so dangerous what he said, man. I'm like, bro, you talking about fearing for his life, but he fearing for his life. Why the hell you going 70 to 45, knowing you're going to bring attention to law enforcement? You know what I'm saying?
70 to 45, you fearing for your life. What about the other lives?
Exactly, other lives. What if a little kid run out on the street, you know what I'm saying, and boom, you hit him?
What if you bust a tire and lose control,
Right. Right now, they're working the scene. They're working the scene right now. It's probably cleaning up right now, but they just had a scene a couple of hours ago where they were going after a stolen vehicle. 2 pedestrians ended up getting struck, and the last I heard, I think one of them may have passed, and they just observe it. They're just out there, bystanders in this situation. So I mean, you out here speeding, acting a fool. You can't. We gotta use our mind. And I like you just to go further with Charlemagne. These guys, the media needs to be penalized anytime they start really doing that kind of stuff. I'm gonna tell you why. If you think of all the police interactions, even in South Carolina, just all the police interactions that you see, how many end up in an officer-involved shooting? Very, very rare. But they make it seem like it's a whole thing. So these kids actually are seeing this, and they honestly believe that their lives are at risk by being pulled over by the police.
Right.
They actually really believe it. Like you can tell them they really think they scared to stop. They got their hand. We talked about this on one of the Black Shield episodes. They're really scared about it. So I get it, but if you scared for your life, why you talking shit?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That was so dangerous when he said that, because he really feared for his life. It would have been like, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, sir. He would have did everything what that officer asked him to do, instead of you being a butthole.
Yeah. Right. Now, if that officer was aggressive, and handling a gun, etc., okay, I believe him. But that wasn't the case.
Nah.
But guess what? The officer could have been aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Due to the fact he refused to get out of the car, and he seen the gun sitting right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could have took it there. That's why I started giving the officer props. He didn't take it there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And he had a Pikachu outfit. I ain't gonna stop talking about that Pikachu outfit. Grown ass man. I'm sorry, man. I can't. When I saw that, I said, "It's a grown man wearing a Pikachu outfit." Damn.
Yeah. It's